So, a lot of you have reached out to me and asked me, how does manifestation work? How do you manifest so quickly? Because I do. I manifest all kinds of stuff, and so do you. Here's the thing, we're manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you want to believe that or not. Most of us, however, are manifesting just by default. So, we're manifesting things that we don't want, although some good things obviously come along the way. But when you learn how to manifest with intention, and that's what my clients and some of you here on YouTube have reached out to ask me. So, the two ways that we can manifest, we can either go very general. How would it feel to be living that life? How would it feel to have that thing, to have that relationship or that health? Or we can go very specific. And when we go specific, I mean, then you want to go really specific. Like, you don't just want a Mercedes, you want the S class with the leather seats, and you want a particular color, and you want this navigation system and the Bose speakers and the whole nine yards, right? So you know exactly what you want. You know that you want it to be a brand new, top of the line Mercedes. So that's getting very, very specific. Like I said, now this house came to me. I manifested this just playing in the idea of what would it feel like to live here in Costa Rica. I was actually not even really looking at houses, but some of my friends were taking me around to show me empty lots because they wanted me to move here. And I was looking at different places with these amazing lake views. And so my criteria for Costa Rica, I didn't want to live at the beach. I'd been at the beach for 25 years in Florida. I was done being hot. I wanted up here in the mountains where I could kayak and hike and, walk to yoga, all that kind of stuff that I absolutely love to do. And I wanted these beautiful lake views. I also wanted nature, and I have a whole rainforest right here. So, I get sloths and monkeys and toucans. I get so much nature here. But I was general. I just was like, how would it feel just to live here? But I was very general with it. I was just playing in the idea. Financially, I didn't know how I could make that work. But I thought, wow, I would love this life. I would love to live here. I would love to not have to live in Florida anymore. I would love to get away from my real estate career, which I'd already heard what I was supposed to be doing for my next chapter in life. So I was just playing in the idea of what would this next chapter of my life look like. So you can play in this either general or specific, but you want to get clear on what do you want. So either what is that item or what is the overall picture. And I wanted the freedom to be able to travel. So that was the biggest part of my picture, was I need to be able to pick up and go to Europe if I want to go to Europe, or, go to Peru if I want to go to Peru, whatever, go to the US for a month and a half if I want to do that. So just get clear on what you want and how would it feel to live that life. So this is where we have to use our imagination. So the imagination is probably the most important part of this process. You have to create living in what does it feel like? What are your emotions when you're living that life? Are you laughing a lot? Are you around a lot of friends? Do you have love in your life? Do you have a lot of freedom? Do you have time and money freedom in that vision? You want to create from that space. And there again, just play in what does that feel like? When you get really clear on what you want your life to look like, on those things that you want to bring into your life, it has to come to you by law. That is the law of attraction. When your energy matches the energy of that thing that you are bringing to you, that life that you are pulling to you, that's when the law of attraction comes in, and it has to come to you. It's like you're sending this laser beam of thought from your imagination, what you've created in your mind, because we have to create it in our mind first. Literally everything was created in the mind first before it was created in reality. So use your imagination, laser beam it out into the ethers, the universe, whatever you want to call it. You're just in the energy, and it has to come back to you by law. Now, here's the thing. Is it going to take, like with my daughters, almost 14 years? Or with this house, 3 weeks? Or can it come to you in minutes? That's up to you. That's up to your energy and really where you're at on your manifestation journey. So once you've imagined what you want that to look like, You want to start living in that. And the key is to live in that energy, in that mindset all the time. And I know that's very difficult. I mean, I coach this stuff and I slip up sometimes. But what you want to do is 2 minutes when you first wake up in the morning, when you're still kind of sleepy, before any thoughts of the day can pop into your head, just really go into gratitude for that thing already being in your life. Believe it or not, whether or not you're living in a tent right now and you want to have a house, you can start imagining that you're waking up in that bed, in that house, whatever views you have, however many bedrooms, or maybe it's an apartment in the city, but be there for 2 minutes. First thing in the morning, first thoughts that you want to come up are living that life. Again, before you go to bed in the evening, this is when your mind is most susceptible. So just feel yourself living in it. Feel what are the emotions. Really, like, imagine what is it like to sleep on that soft, cushy mattress, or to drive that beautiful brand new Mercedes, whatever it is that your dream is. And then carry a goal card around with you. So you can put this on just a little, a little card. You can write a note and put it in your pocket. You can put it on every one of your devices. And on that goal card, every time you pull it out and look at it, you're going to imagine yourself living that life. You can also set an alarm on your phone, a reoccurring alarm, to go off at different times during the day so that you remember to just stop and be in that vision. And when you go into the vision, you want to be there. Like, you want to close your eyes and just be there. And you could do this anywhere. I don't care if you're in the bathroom, if you're in the shower, whatever, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just be there for a moment and feel it and feel the sun on your skin. I actually manifested moving to Florida. I'm from Ohio originally, and I remember when I was in college and I would go to the tanning bed. Now, I was a young mom. I was not one of those rich college kids. I was a young mom, but I would go to the tanning bed in the dead of winter, and I would go lay in the tanning bed and just imagine that I was laying on the beach and the sun was shining, and then the fan was always on back in those days. So then you would have the fan. So I just imagine the cool breeze, and that 15 minutes would go by so fast. Now, I don't recommend laying in tanning beds. They are so bad for you, but this was back in the early days before we knew how bad they were. So I imagined that, like, every week, sometimes through the winter, every time I'd go into the tanning bed, I'd go a couple times a week. And a few short years later, I was literally living on the beach, living that life. Like, that was so far out of my dreaming phase at that stage in my life. I couldn't have imagined that I would ever get to live at the beach. And here I was, young mom, getting to live at the beach. So trust me, this works. It's just how fast you want to pull that manifestation to you. The better you get at controlling your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, the sooner you can bring that thing to you. There is this thing called the bridge of incidents, and Neville Goddard talks about this. This is a series of events that unfold naturally as you're going through this process, as you're becoming the person in your mind who is living that life. So what that is, it's that period in between who you are right now and who you are becoming. It's in this phase that the synchronicities happen, both the positive and the negative. And this is where we have to learn how to control our thoughts and our emotions and our beliefs, because when we have something negative happen, it's natural to start thinking, well, this stuff doesn't work, and everybody's trying to be positive all the time. No, we can acknowledge that thing doesn't feel good. We can acknowledge there's a lot of stuff going on right now in the world that doesn't feel good. And we can acknowledge that, but we don't have to stay in that feeling of it not feeling good. So the synchronicities are happening, and they may feel like they're negative things at this moment. It's in looking back that you realize that that was all part of the journey. That had to happen, as unpredictable as it was, for the good thing to come to you. So both good things and bad things have to happen. They don't happen in any linear process. When you're trying to control how it shows up for you, again, you are setting your manifestations back. So let go of control. Realize that, the process could be a little bumpy, especially when you're first learning. But the sooner you learn how to control your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, the sooner you will be able to bring your manifestations to you. And you want to get really good at this. See, this is what I have gotten really good at. And it took me a lot of years of personal development. It does not have to take you that long. It's just I was in the wrong personal development for a long time. It was more of the rah, creating goals and that kind of thing. Where now the personal development that I work in is all about changing who I am from the inside, how my thoughts and actions create the results in my life. And that is true for everybody on this earth. Your thoughts, your actions create the results. So when we can change our thoughts, when we control our emotions, we get better results. So the exact process that you want to use to manifest sooner and faster. First, when you wake up in the morning, first 2 minutes, spend imagining yourself in that life, living that thing, driving the car, sleeping in the bed, waking up in this beautiful house, having the love of your life beside you, whatever it is that you're imagining. Wake up and imagine that for 2 minutes. Second, before your feet ever hit the ground, get in gratitude. Be in gratitude for living that life now. Even though you may not see it once you open your eyes up, with your eyes closed, if you must, go into gratitude. Then go into gratitude for everything that you have, because if you can't appreciate what you have, why would the universe bring you more? This is one of the main things that we have to learn how to control is, complaining about everything. When we're complaining about everything, why would the universe bring us more good stuff? It's going to give us more to complain about. So yeah, get that under control right away. Second, learn to control those thoughts throughout the day. So I've talked about this on other videos. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, maybe the first thought that comes up is negative, but we can control every thought after that. Think about your emotions as being your radar, right? They're going to tell you, oh, I'm angry, I'm on the wrong side of this, or, oh, that felt really good, I'm excited, I'm happy. Okay, now you're on the right side. So as long as you're having good positive emotions, you'll have good positive thoughts. The more we can learn to catch those thoughts in the moment, the faster we can turn our emotions around, which leads to better results in our life. The more good results we have in our life, the more we build the belief that we can have that thing. Now, here's a caveat. You do not want to put a time frame on things. And I know so many manifestation teachers teach us, but if you trust and you believe that thing is coming, it will come to you sooner. What happens, especially early on in the manifestation process, we put a time frame on it. And I did this when I was in the network marketing business. I'm like, oh, I didn't earn the car yet. Oh, I didn't earn the car yet. And then pretty soon I was just angry at my vision board. I'm like, this stuff doesn't work. Even though there was stuff on there that had happened, I was still looking at it as if the whole thing didn't work because that one thing didn't come to me. It's because I had a time frame. It's because I was actually chasing that thing away that I most wanted. And then finally create the belief that it's happening. Like, okay, I don't have any money in the bank and I want to manifest that I have a new career, I got a raise, I'm buying a house, I'm traveling the world. So you're imagining this, you're following all the steps, then you create the belief that, hey, I don't know how this thing is going to happen, but I know it is, because the universe always aligns. The universe always has my back. Like you know that you are blessed, and whatever you put out into the universe, it will come back to you. You have to have a belief so strong, it is unshakable. If you enjoy these types of videos, please like and subscribe. I've also included my free life blueprint below. So if you're one of those people, you're like, I have no idea how I can make this thing happen. I just know that I don't love this life I'm living and I want to live a different life, even if I don't know what it looks like. Download that blueprint, because that will help you start to create it in your imagination first. Remember, everything is created twice, first in our mind, then in reality. So download the free life blueprint, get clear on what you want. If you need a little help in that area, I do have a few spots available every week to do free clarity calls to help you get clear on exactly what it is that you want to create in your life, I'll put the link below. I also have a free school community. So if you're not ready for that, you can join my free school community. We have a 14-day manifestation challenge, and I will be running this challenge every couple of months as a group. So join the free school community, join the 14-day manifestation challenge, like and subscribe, because I'm going to do a lot more of these videos, because when I tell you I can manifest, I am a super manifester. So I look forward to meeting you, hopefully in the school community, but leave some comments below. I'd love to hear what you have questions on when it comes to your manifestation process. See you in the next video.